If you move on to slide 2, you can see the strategy that we began to use at the beginning of the first quarter. We decided that we were going to target the traveler, cost cutter, workhorse, and innovator segments in that order of priority. The goals that we were trying to meet were we were trying to take the lead and keep it, and we were wanting to be a leader in technology and the highest service provider in the industry as well. So in the first couple of quarters, whenever we were targeting the travelers, cost cutters, workhorses, and innovators, whenever we were targeting the travelers, cost cutters, workhorse, and innovators, we weren't getting much of the market share. We were getting 35% of the total market share of the travelers, which was the most compared to any other corporation. However, for the cost cutters, workhorses, and innovators, we were at the bottom of the totem pole when it came to market share for those things. And we were also rated a little bit less good as other corporations in this aspect. If you move on to slide 3, you will see the strategy that we used from quarters 5 through 8. At the beginning of quarter 5, we decided to switch our priorities to cost cutter as our first priority and the workhorse segment as our second priority. And we also decided to change our goals going forward. So we are now trying to build market position and keep the lead, be first to the market, to new markets anyway, be the low cost provider, and be the market share leader. So with building market position, we are kind of already behind in markets that are already established because there are already brands who are getting really good reviews, and those corporations are doing a good job at trying to keep the lead, which is what we're trying to do. When it comes to being first to the market, there's 2 markets at this time that were not, there was no corporations established in them at all. So we decided to open our sales offices there. And when it comes to being a low-cost provider, we ended up doing this as we were the lowest price product for quarters 6 and 7, or for quarters 5 and 6, and then for quarters 7 and 8, we ended up raising our price because we noticed that our reliability judgment and the review of our product was a lot higher than that of other products, so we felt that we could charge a little bit more for those products since they were better. And when it comes to being the market share leader, once we switched our strategy to target the cost cutters and workhorse segments, our market share ended up jumping to over 25%. If you move on to slide 4, you will see our critical decisions that we made during the simulation. During the simulation, our team had to make several decisions that were very critical, some more critical than others. We decided to produce only one product for all of our customers. We decided to expand to every sales office and every sales region, along with increasing our face capacity. And then we increased our spending on our advertisements, and then we decreased our spending on advertisements. So I'm going to talk about a couple of those things. So producing only one product, it didn't really give us much of a variety to sell to our customers. So in the end, when we could have possibly sold more units to our customers had we had another product, we possibly could have made a lot more money. But it was also a good thing for us because we got to avoid any changeover costs from one product to another. So that was one good thing for that. And then expanding to every sales office. So we did this essentially so we could reach more people, and because there wasn't anybody in some of the sales offices, so we decided that if we get there first, then we could capture the entire market and essentially control the price if we were the first there. Along with having to open sales offices in every region, that means that you're going to be thinking about selling more, so you're going to need to produce more. So we had to increase our face capacity, and in order to meet the demand that we needed to. When it comes to increasing spending on our advertisements, in quarter 6 we ended up spending, I believe, $700,000 on advertisements, and it showed up on our sales as we jumped from $6 million to $14 million in just one quarter. And then in quarter 7, we spent we spent just a little bit less on advertisements. We still saw growth in our revenues, but it wasn't as drastic as the growth. However, it still was a very dynamic jump from 14 million to 25 million. And then after that, we decreased our advertisements even more and it was almost $300,000 less that we were spending in previous quarters, and that definitely showed up on our income statement as we only made or our revenues were only $2 million or $2 million different from quarter 7 to 8, as quarter 8 was 27 million and quarter 7 was just 25 million.